I'm here with WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley. When you were jumping off your roof back when you were a teenager, did you think you'd be a WWE Hall of Famer one day?
No, because the WWE Hall of Fame did not exist at the time. First of all, I don't advocate anyone doing that. It did not lead to employment with any. I went through wrestling school and learned all the basics and all that, and learned couldn't complete complex paragraphs without learning the alphabet first. So I learned all the basics. But no, I didn't envision that anyone would care at all. Almost 30 years later.
Now, you're one of the most legendary superstars. You were a part of arguably the greatest era in wrestling history, the Attitude Era. What made the Attitude Era so special?
Well, first of all, I'm a fan of the current product. I love the current product. I think we took things as far as they could possibly go, and it was the right move for WWE to take a step back, catch their breath, and say, we can't shock and awe everybody every week anymore. And we need sponsors. We have monster ratings, and everyone's staying away because our show, it was very cutting edge, and I think a lot of society has borrowed from what we did during the Attitude Era, whether it's the reality shows or even the low-angle arrival shot of Bill Clinton at, I think, the 2000 Democratic Convention. They're all borrowing from WWE, but it was special because you had a group of guys who were all kind of coming into their own at the same time, who'd been up and down the roads with a lot of experience, a lot of frustration. They weren't necessarily the hand-picked guys, and when they got a chance to do their thing, and when it was clear that WWE was going to do what was right for business and not just do what was right for friends, which is the way business had been run elsewhere. We all jumped on it. We got the ball. I think I'm mixing up my sports metaphors here, and there was that sense that you were going to be able to run with it as far as you could, and I ran, far, slowly, agonizingly, limping, but I was tough to take down.
What were some of the toughest injuries you suffered in the ring that we didn't hear about?
I think, a lot of the ones are not that they don't sound dramatic on paper. Like you say, when I hear someone tears an abdominal muscle, my heart literally goes out to, not literally, figuratively goes out to them because I know how painful that is. So when you tell someone, what's the most painful thing that ever happened in your career, I've stopped saying it was a torn abdominal muscle. I just go, that time I had my ear ripped off in Munich, Germany. Because people can, they can feel that. Whoa, that must have hurt. But if you say a torn abdominal, people just can't figure it out. So it just a lot of the things I did that resulted in some consequences that I knew were coming, but are still unfortunate. Stairs are not my friends, so don't watch me as I walk away if you want to maintain any sense of respect for me.
Your buddy The Rock has had an incredible year, #1 at the box office, headline WrestleMania. Triple H told me the other day that you guys were at Saturday Night Live for his first appearance, and you said to him, I don't know if The Rock can do this comedy stuff. Did you know The Rock could get to this level?
I have to disagree with Triple H because I knew he could do it because I'd done the, I didn't know if he could handle all, talk about a workhorse doing all those skits. I knew he could do the comedy because I'd been part of the Rock and Sock connection. I think it took Hollywood by storm, and I would say even when Rock was doing his action features, and it was when he was doing the Scorpion King and when he was doing
Walking Tall
like
was one of his early movies.
I knew that I would tell people wait until he does romantic comedies, wait until he does comedies. He's a funny guy and a likable guy, and that's really shown through. So I envy that he's able to jump, from high action, huge, high budget thrillers to more subtle comedies and dramas. I'm envious. I'm envious of The Rock. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Mick Foley, who are the WWE superstars today that impress you?
Well, so many of the guys go out there and they work their hearts out every night, not just on the TV matches, but on the road. I've pulled guys like Daniel Bryan and Punk aside and said, you don't have to do that every night. And their answer is, hey, if I didn't do it every night, I wouldn't be here. Because it was that work ethic that got them there. So I love to watch the guys who work hard, and so many of them do. I've had a chance to watch so many of them up close. Sheamus, Alberto Del Rio, Randy Orton's no longer a young guy. He's like an elder statesman now. but still a phenomenal talent who works his butt off every night. And then guys like John Cena, I don't think people appreciate how hard he works either.
Mick Foley, great talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
You too.
Okay.
NBC Sports Radio.